Hello, win column. The Kansas City Chiefs are victorious once again as they get it done against the Las Vegas Raiders 27-20 and advance to 7-0 on the season, remaining as the only unbeaten team in the National Football League. Welcome in to this postgame edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Let's put a bow on this one, folks. The Chiefs with a solid win. I think that's the thing. Sure, they didn't cover the spread. It wasn't a blowout, but you took care of business on the road against a divisional foe, 27-20, in a game where I feel like the Chiefs, it was never really in doubt. We were never sitting here saying to ourselves, are the Chiefs going to win this game or not? But it was a matter of how much they were going to win this game by. And going into this game, there was a couple of big things that we were looking at with this Kansas City Chiefs team. For one, the DeAndre Hopkins debut. How much was he going to be involved in the offense, and how would they divvy up things with him now being a part of this offense with obviously not having Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown, and Pacheco hasn't come back yet. How would this offense look? And although we didn't see much from D-Hop in his debut, he was held to 2 catches for 29 yards. Travis Kelce was vintage Kelce. We'll talk about him more later. Xavier Worthy was solid today. The run game got the job done. I know it was less than 100 yards rushing, but still good enough to win. You had a touchdown score from Kareem Hunt. He had 59 yards leading the team in rushing. Patrick Mahomes was solid today. 27 of 38, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Also had 17 yards on the ground. This is a game where you sit here and you say to yourself, when you look back at the grand scheme of things, you'll take that. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it was good enough. And that's the reality of it in the National Football League. And I think we look at this Chiefs team, and expectations are so high, right? When you talk about a team that is looking to win their 3rd straight Super Bowl, the 4th in the Mahomes era, we all have this idea that this team should be blowing out their opponents each and every week, and that's just not reality. This is the National Football League. Every game is a challenge of sorts, and even against a team like the Raiders, who are not good. I mean, they threw out Gardner Minshew out there today, and Gardner played the best game that he's played in a long time, going 24 of 30, 209 yards and 2 touchdowns. And even with teams like that, you have to take into account that a team like the Raiders and these others, when they play Kansas City, you are going to get their best effort. They are, for the teams that are not the Kansas City Chiefs, when they play the Kansas City Chiefs, this is their Super Bowl. Unlike us who actually get to play for Super Bowls. And I think you saw that today with the Raiders putting their best foot forward and giving the Chiefs a bit of a challenge when it was all said and done. What is your one-word reaction to the Chiefs' performance against the Las Vegas Raiders today? My one word is satisfied. I'll take it. I will never complain about getting a 7-point win on the road in a divisional matchup. I will gladly take that. Give me your one-word reaction. Let us know in the comment section below. No better way to celebrate a Chiefs victory than to sub for dubs as we're bringing you the latest happenings with your Kansas City Chiefs each and every day with our daily news and rumors. We're doing live shows every Tuesday afternoon, watch parties on game days throughout the season. We're going to be live for the Chiefs matchup against the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. You will not want to miss it. We are trying to reach our next milestone of 60,000 subscribers to the channel, and we are so close. Almost there, less than 200 away from reaching that next mark. If you love your Kansas City Chiefs, this is the channel for you. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. All right, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes now. And Mahomes goes 27 of 38, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Also had 17 rushing yards on the ground today. And I know people are going to point to the interception, the turnover that he had. And this continues this longest streak of his career of consecutive games with a turnover. What's it to, like 11 or 12 or something now? But here's the thing. For the folks out there, for the naysayers that want to point to Patrick Mahomes, and I've heard just some absurd, ridiculous takes over the last couple of weeks that Mahomes is not playing good, he's holding his team back and all this, yada, yada, yada. They are still winning games because of Patrick Mahomes. Don't get it twisted. Think about everything that's changed around him, from his running backs to his receivers to the question marks on the offensive line. Wanya Morris looked awful today. And even with all that considered, Patrick Mahomes is still making plays and still pushing his team. And I'll take a mistake or two from Patrick if that means that he's going to do everything else right. If he's going to maximize everyone else and it's going to cost him a bit, but at the end, they're still winning games, that's all that matters. So I'm not worried about Patrick. Stop. We need to slow down any concerns. Patrick's fine. I love what I saw from Travis with the 10 catches, 90 yards, and touchdown today. That was vintage Travis Kelce. And for that crowd, we talk about the crowd that's doubting Mahomes. The crowd that's out there that is just writing off Travis and saying that he's washed, he's slow, he's not into it anymore, he's hanging out with Taylor too much and all this, he's not focused on football. It's just absurd. It just really is. And I'm tired of this just old narrative that people are wanting to push about Travis Kelce. Is he the same player he was 2 or 3 years ago? In all honesty, probably not. But he's still arguably the best tight end in football, and he's still Patrick Mahomes' go-to threat. That has not changed. And even when, folks, that you see the Chiefs going through what they've gone through with these injuries of what they've endured, these defenses know that Travis Kelce is the guy they need to stop, that they need to find a way to stop Travis Kelce. And he's seeing double and triple teams often throughout the season this year. And days like today, he still puts up 10 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown, including that 25-yard long. I like what I've seen from Travis. I think Travis is, you think about this too. With the folks that are so worried about Travis and quick to write him off, what does he do time and time again? He comes through in big moments when it matters, particularly in the postseason. If he can play like this now, that's great. But all I really need from Travis is to do it when it matters, and I know that he'll deliver again. Who is the MVP for the Chiefs against the Raiders? I'm going with Trav. Give me your MVP in the comments section. Who do you think that is? Weigh in, let us know. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, home runs in baseball, all sorts of different categories to choose from. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS, and they got a great offer right now. When you spend $5, they'll give you $50 to spend for free. You don't have to win to get the money. This week on Prize Picks, I went with Patrick Mahomes on the more, 229.5 passing yards. That did hit. But Kenneth Walker III of the Seahawks let me down, more so his play calling. That's a whole nother story. Didn't really put him in a position to get that 64.5 rushing yards. If it did hit, though, if I put $20 down and that would have worked, I would have made $60 on Prize Picks. Play along with us, prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. The total offensive numbers for Kansas City, 334 yards, close to 5 yards a play, 252 yards in the passing game. The run game was limited to 82 yards. As much as we like what we've seen from Kareem Hunt, and he's done a good job, I think today was an example of what they are missing with Pacheco. That as good as Kareem Hunt has been, and I think they've gotten their money's worth getting him on a league minimum contract and all that, Pacheco is still a much better running back. And when they get Pacheco back, in addition to having Kareem Hunt, watch out for this run game. The Chiefs are still a run-first football team. That has not changed. Defensively, for this Chiefs team today, Nick Bolton leads this team in tackling. Even with as good as Gardner Minshew played, you still held this team to 228 yards. You'll take that. You forced a turnover, the fumble recovery by Drew Tranquill, and that's been a point of emphasis for this Chiefs team. They want to create more turnovers. You'd like to see more than just one, especially if the offense is going to turn over the ball like they have on that front. You did have the injury to Johnson. He left the game in the first half with a concussion. That corner room has already been depleted with losing Watson a couple days ago, and now Johnson with the concussion. So I'd be curious if Brett Veach is potentially going to go shopping at the corner position. They don't have a ton of cap space, but we'll see what they can potentially find out there. But overall, this defense, I mean, it's something else, right? On a day like this, when Gardner Minshew's playing the best game he's played in a long time, you still hold him to 20 points on the road. I love what I've seen. Pass rush today was solid, 5 total sacks, and some from everybody. Drew had one. Leo Chanel had a sack. Karlaftis got a sack. I've been calling out Karlaftis, saying I wanted to see more from him of applying pressure. Wharton also had a sack as well. Just all around, this defense, it's something else. With all that's being said, I'll close on this. With all that's being said about this Chiefs team, of where they're at in 2024, with the question marks in the offense and all the changes that have been made, one thing that hasn't changed, the Chiefs have a winning recipe. Run the football, play good defense. And the run game was okay today. It wasn't the best it's been, but we know they're better than that. 82 total yards. They're going to be fine. And here they are, 7-0, finding ways to win. That is always going to work as far as that goes. Let me ask you, how would you grade the Chiefs' performance against Vegas? Good enough to win. Wasn't always pretty, but you were never in doubt that they weren't going to win this game. I would go about a B+ would be the grade I'd put on it. Give me your grade. Let us know. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now to the Chiefs Report, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you tomorrow for Overreaction Monday here on the channel.